If Sarah Griffith is going to be in charge of our recording, which she's already recorded it, she's on it. So anyways, guys, I am super excited to be here with you guys this evening. You see, we've got an incredible lineup for you this evening. You see Jess Calmarino, you see Katie Ursa, you see Ali Van Arsdale, Sarah Griffith, Lisa Martig, Kristen Richards, Farron Duran, I'm sure I said that wrong, Alyssa Shoemaker. And so we're all here tonight, right? We sort of pulled together and we are going to deliver a kick-ass dream team surge call, right? And so we've pulled together all of our organizations and we are coming together to sort of just, it's a cup month, it is February, and we are just needing to make sure that we're all on the same page, that we're all sort of focused and moving in the right direction. And so we thought, you know what, let's give you a bunch of different perspectives. Give you a bunch of different ways to look at, ways to invite to challenge groups, ways to just make sure that, you know, a lot of the questions I've been getting lately is Shakeology objections and how to handle them and what to say and how do you combat that price objection. And, you know, when it comes to inviting and tracking and systems and working with different personality styles, right? And then social media, all of those things we are going to cover on tonight's call. And so each one of us is going to kind of take a 10-minute block and we're going to do a little rapid fire sort of just training for each of you. So I would encourage you to take out your notebooks, make sure you've got, you know, a pen handy, close out your windows, put your phone on silent, and really be present for the next hour and a half. Because the one thing that we want to do is just make sure that we equip you with the tools to be able to run challenge groups effectively, transition your customers into coaches throughout this process. All right. So I'm going to kick things off. My name is Melanie Mitchell. In case this is your first call, we want to welcome you here tonight. This is not a typical call that we typically do. This is something a little different. Our calls are usually at 9 o'clock, but tonight what we're going to do, what I'm going to kind of lead with is this. So it's Cup, Team Cup. I mean, how many of you are right now on a cup team? How many of you are leading, hosting, running a cup team? All right. So one of the big things with Team Cup is it's sort of a month to kind of say, all right, you know, let me challenge myself. Maybe you've always hit Success Club 5. Maybe you've always, you know, kind of set the bar there. Or maybe you're always like a Success Club 10. You're safe. Once you hit 10, you kind of cruise. And during a cup month, it's sort of a challenge for you to put your heads together in groups of 5 and to say, all right, can we push the envelope a little bit? Could I do more invites than I typically do? Could I follow up a little bit more? Could I improve my social media? Or maybe you sort of work together and you run challenge groups and you share ideas. But regardless, a cup month is really an opportunity for you to say, I'm gonna raise the bar a little bit and see, you know, where my business can be 30 days from now if I push myself. And then just like we have accountability in challenge groups, we have accountability through our cup team. So I'm hoping that each one of you, whether you're leading the cup team or you're a part of a cup team, you have a closed Facebook group that you're a part of or a message thread where you're keeping each other accountable and sharing your business activity tracker along the way, right? So that's cup month. But here's the thing. You know, January was awesome. We're out of the gate. We had the all access challenge pack, the Beachbody on Demand all access. Excuse me, that's such a mouthful of words to say. But it's $199. I think that's the bottom line, right? And it's only $199 for one more month. And for those of you that have been using Beachbody on Demand and you're getting your challengers to use that, I'm noticing within my challenge group already how much people are loving it. I'm getting people that are saying, I'm committed to, you know, PiYo, but you know what? I just really needed some cardio today, so I did T25. Or I've had people that are doing hammer and chisel and they're like, man, my body really needs some yoga. So they do the yoga retreat. And I'm teaching my customers through my challenge group how to sort of use Beachbody on Demand and how to make those calls. And people are really having great results. I had a great January challenge group. And then I'm moving those people into phase 2. And I'm talking about the importance of Shakeology. And we're actually getting ready to kick off that phase 2 this week, at the end of this week. And so I have, you know, out of 200 people in my challenge group, I have about 60 people that have already committed to that phase 2. And so they're not even all transferred in there, which I think is great, right? And it's not just my customers, it's coaches within my team that are adding their customers to that too. But I'm able to physically see how many people are still engaged on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. I'm able to see how many workouts people are logging. Today, I sat down and I sent everybody through that challenge tracker app a message to make sure that they didn't need anything or that they hadn't logged in a few days, and to see what I could do to support them, right? And so the Beachbody On Demand All Access Pass is incredible, but I think that we have to get a little more confident with getting out there and talking about what it really is and how it's going to help people achieve a lifestyle and not just a quick fix, and how people can move from one program to the next. All right. So with that being said, January was a great opportunity. People were making New Year's resolutions. They were coming out of the gate. They were committed to a program, and we have to make sure that those people stay committed, just like I said. But also, maybe you didn't have the best January. Maybe you expected to have this boom in your business. You expected to have, people just knocking down your door to join your challenge groups. And maybe you set these lofty goals in January, and you said, and at the end of January, you didn't reach those goals, or maybe you fell a little bit short. And maybe you sort of got down on yourself, and you began to have that doubt that creeps in that says, I just don't know if I'm cut out for this. I just don't know if I can do this. Maybe I should change my goals because I'm not getting the results that I'm wanting. But here's what I want to encourage you guys to remember. This business takes time. At the end of every single month, I encourage you guys to take a step back to reflect on how the month of January went. If you didn't get the results that you expected, I want you guys to ask yourselves, what is it that you could do to sort of step up your game? Maybe you could have gotten better at your social media. Maybe you needed to invite more. Maybe your follow-ups needed a little more TLC. Maybe you didn't really track your business. Maybe you weren't yourself committed to a fitness program. So instead of changing the goal, I want you to do a little bit of reflection. And I want you to say, where can I tweak my actions just a tiny little bit? Because what I don't want you to think, not for 1 minute do I want you to sit here and say that I am not meant for this business. Just because in January it maybe didn't work exactly the way you wanted it to be, it doesn't mean that it's not meant to be. And any of us, any person that is on this call tonight can tell you that momentum builds over time. The compound effect, it doesn't, just like weight loss, just like committing to the 21-day fix. When you start a workout program, you don't instantly, the first 5 days you've been working out, see a six-pack, right? And some of us, it takes us years or if ever, right? But also remember, it's the compound effect. You have to do 2 rounds of the 21-day fix. You have to tweak your nutrition. You have to cut, some of us have to drop to a different bracket. Some of us respond better to carbs than other people. And that is the same thing as our business is. There are these small, little tiny tweaks that we have to make in order to achieve the results that we want. We get better the more that we invite. We get better the more that we share on social media. But if every time somebody tells us no, every time we post and we don't get the results that we want, if we put on the brakes, if we put up a guard and say, well, maybe this isn't meant for me, you are just shooting yourself in the foot and killing your compound effect in your business. So what I want you guys to remember is that it's not about one awesome, amazing transformation post. It's not about one killer picture. It's not about having professional photos. It is not about having all the tools and all the trainings and the best tracking system. It is literally about what you do on a daily basis, consistently over time with a lot of passion and a lot of purpose, a lot of heart, is what is going to help you be successful. So tonight, what we're going to do is talk about the tools, the tips, the techniques to help you be your own personal best from January. So it's all about washing, rinsing, and repeating. It's not about reinventing the wheel. It's not about starting over, but it's about moving forward from this point. So are you guys ready? Guys ready? All right. Did I freeze it all, or did that sound good? I was good? All right. So that is what I have to say. And I am so excited to be out here in Utah, guys, representing our team, the network at the Coach Advisory Board meeting. I am proud and honored to turn this call over to these amazing ladies that are going to crush this surge tonight. So up next, we have Kristen Richards. So I'm going to turn it over to her and let's rock it.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was going on at 9, but all right, awesome. All right, guys, so this is going to be a little different, probably a little bit different style than you're used to. So what I need from you right now is I need you to respond in that chat box for me, okay? So, hey, my name's Kristen. How are you? You guys doing good? Hey, Julia. Hey, guys. Good. It's so nice to meet you. Awesome. So tell me, do you guys have family? Where are you from? Happy Monday. Oh my gosh, there's so many at once. Hi. Okay, awesome. Very cool. I'm from Virginia. Do any of you have family? Are you a pet parent? How many of you? How many kids? Horse, dog, mom, love it. Ah, look at that. You guys are rocking it. Oh my gosh, my heart's like doing this. So I have a 10-year-old, a 6-year-old, and I have an 11-week-old. So I know you're busy and so am I, so I'm not gonna take too much of your time right now. Because I've gotta wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I gotta push play because that's my job. What do you do? What's your job? Teacher, awesome, great. Very cool. Oh wow, you sound so busy. Well, again, I don't want to take much of your time, but I want to share something with you. I think it might help you. So could I get 7 minutes of your time? If I was willing to share something to kind of help us build this relationship, would you be interested in hearing? Yes? Awesome! All right, guys. So I just formed you. How'd I do? Right? That's so scary. It's really scary. Whether you're doing it in person or whether you're doing it on social media, right? That's the first skill you're going to learn in this business. It's the very first skill you're going to ever learn, because we are in this amazing business built on relationships and people. And some of you may know me and some of you may not, but I just want to let you know I'm so proud to be beside you doing this. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we're going to understand, you and I, Katie, Jess, Melanie, we're going to understand a little bit more about our personality sets and what motivates us. So let's get started. All human beings, guys, we have the desire to feel needed, valued, and loved. Every single person on this call is a human being. Some of us actually build human beings inside of us, so we have a desire for that. And when we have a better understanding of ourselves and we have a better understanding of others, we can work together to make something so amazing. And that is why I love the company that we are part of. We bring so much value and purpose, and you will not find another company that promotes and digs and has you work on yourself 100% than what we're doing right now. So have you guys, if you've been in a job, you've ever taken a personality test, right? And you're like, what the heck? What is going on? So a couple of personality tests I've taken and I don't understand. But recently I went to a seminar and it was just mind-blowing that even my 10-year-old son could understand. So I was hoping I could share this with you. Because if my 10-year-old could understand, I'm hoping that the message gets to you. And I want you right now to imagine a room, okay? I wish I had my music right now. You guys would love this. And I want you to imagine that there's a stage right in front. There's a stage, there's the back of the room, there's right and left, all right? So stage, right now, I want you to think, when I'm going through this, you're going to hear some qualities that resonate within you. I want you to think, as I'm going through these 4 personality types right now, which one predominantly speaks to you and your secondary. Again, you may not have them all, but the majority of the description that I'm going to do. So right now, you hear the music. It's fun. It's motivating. You're like, woohoo! You run straight to that stage because you're going to be on there and you want everybody to see you and you are all about recognition and you're excited. How many of you right now can see yourself doing that? You're trendsetters. You're the class clown. Have you thing 1, thing 2? Yes. Yes. So you have different colors hair, and guess what? You're always late. And if you're at Summit, you're probably doing a cartwheel and you're kissing your biceps. Not to call anybody out right now. Now, all of this is going on, and I'm going to show you guys a share screen just to give you more in depth of what the personalities, we call these right now, we call these sapphires. All right, so how many of you right now, you're saying, yeah, that's totally, let me get this. All right, there we go. You use a lot of emojis. You're constantly attending and hosting parties. That's you, right? Now, in the back of the room, in the very back of the room, you're going to have what we call the emeralds, where they're looking at those sapphires and they're like, no way, absolutely not. I'm sitting in the back of the room. This is where I'm at. I'm going to watch everything. I'm going to collect all of my notes. Those people are crazy. Not me. No way. They're motivated by facts, figures. They're neatly dressed. They're typing. You know the grammar police, the grammar that are like, oh man, look at yeah, those are the emeralds in the back. Okay, very professional. So you guys thinking of some people, maybe this is you or maybe somebody you know, maybe it's a person you're getting to know, maybe it's a challenger, maybe it's a coach. Are you guys seeing this? All right. Now on the other side of the room, we have our pearls, and they're motivated by a cause. And these are going to be your more down to earth. They're very humble. When it comes to working on a project, they don't care when you start, as long as you don't pick them first. All right. They tie everything to a purpose. If it's purpose driven, they are in. They are 100% solid sold. So whether that purpose is, you know, serving their spouse, serving their family, serving their team, serving a charity, that is what's going to get them up and going. They're not going to be the ones that are going to voice their opinions openly unless you ask them. And because of this, sometimes they may be, you know, viewed as, I don't want to say, just they don't set those boundaries. And so a lot of times they can get walked over very easily. But these pearls are just so incredible, and they have so much to offer if we listen, right? And so they're amazing people. Organic this, organic that. No, I don't know for sure, but that's what I think of when I think of a pearl. And then on the other side of the room is the rubies. And something that I learned is your rubies are going to be the strongest people in the room. They're going to illuminate leadership. And this can be an asset or this can be a liability. And so if you are listening to this, rubies, you're motivated by a challenge and money, okay? It's just you. So right now I want you to think, if I'm a ruby and I'm motivated by money, and I'm going to a pearl and I'm like, oh, we're going to make all this money. It's going to be great. We've got this other opportunity. And they're going to be like, nope. And then the emerald's going to be like, wait. I need to know all the information. I need to know exactly how much time I'm going to put in before I get paid. And then the sapphires are like, woohoo, let's go. I don't even care. Let's just go. But they're probably going to be late, right? So you guys understand how all of these personalities coming together and how we could apply this to our challenge groups. You could apply this to your team. You could apply this to future relationships with people. I think that it's so easy for us to get caught up in the comparison game, but we don't realize that we each have these individual amazing qualities. And guess what? When we figure out how we can all appreciate and work together as a team, you're going to see some amazing stuff. That's why I love right now looking at this panel, because I asked them, you know, what do you feel your most dominant personality is, and this and that. And we could, like, I could understand. I've grown up in this team, guys, and it's been surrounding myself by just amazing people. So if you're right now, if you're one of these people and you have a better understanding of yourself, I want you to go back to what I just did with forming. If that scares you, this is a skill. These are all skills. Communication is skills. And when you're speaking Spanish and the other person's speaking French, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to communicate with this person, go back to the basics of really genuinely getting to know them. Don't sell them, get to know them. So where in the world did I get the next slide? Here we go. So this is, guys, this is not my work. This is not my training. It was actually a training that I went to. It was about 5 hours. It's by Dani Johnson. And right now you could go to DaniJohnson.com and you can sign up for her free ebook, and it's the First Steps to Wealth. And it's going to break down this even more specific. I just gave you the introduction. I just wanted to be in a room with you guys, and I wanted to have a party, and I wanted to see everybody's personalities just come out. So if you want more information, you can go to that and get it. And then if you're looking right now, I can print these slides or I can show them for you guys. If you want to start using these personality gems to get started in your challenge groups, if you know somebody has an emerald characteristic set like Sarah Griffin, I know that she's organized. So when I see those documents, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. But my brain is going 5 miles an hour. I'm like, no way. I shut down. And then I don't think I'm doing a good job because I don't have those systems. Or Melanie has this amazing like university. And I'm like, nope, that's going to take way too much time. You know, so it's not that you're not doing the right thing. It's not that you're not doing a good job. It's just you bring something different to the table. And when we all bring that substance is what is going to create and generate an amazing organization. Something that was told to me recently and that just really hit home is money, right? Money is it comes from people. It's what builds our business. You guys are in network marketing. We have to get good at knowing people. We have to study them. We have to develop that skill within ourselves. And we have such an advantage nowadays. We are living in a society that is broken and divided. And you guys are working on yourselves. We're working on making it so much better. So when somebody comes to your page or somebody comes to you in a meeting, I want you to think what this person is thinking. And what they are thinking is, does she love me? Can I trust her? Can I do this? Or him, for the guys listening right now. If you guys can connect on a heart-based and you can be vulnerable, you're going to attract so many more people to you to start these relationships. But if you're not talking to people, you won't practice the skill. And guess what? If you're a pearl and you're sitting there and you're like, oh my gosh, she's like talking to me and I'm sitting over here and I really have all these ideas and great things. You have a team. You can start practicing and networking with one another right now. You can be like, hey, can we just go back and forth and let's talk? And you can start figuring out their personality types just by forming them. You guys have that advantage right now to start. If you're not comfortable. If you are comfortable talking to people, start refining the skill and how you can help and teach other people. Behind every one person, they know about 500 to 2,000 people. So you never know if you're missing out on an opportunity. You can't control everything with your business. But if there's one thing that you can control, guys, and I want to leave this with you, is you can control how many relationships you build, right? You can control how many people you bring into your business. You can control those things. So if you're not speaking, if you're not talking, if you're not getting to know these people on that level and planting those seeds right now, you're not going to build your people business, people base. Put the person first, get to them, become a friend. I'm friends with all of you guys now. It's so good to meet you. I love you. Enjoy the rest of the surge. That's all I got.
I think I'm next, but I actually have no idea. So I'm not even going to lie. I could have this totally wrong. So I think I'm going to go. But guys, I'm so excited to talk to you tonight because I get to talk about the really fun stuff. I get to train you on Shakeology in 10 minutes. Everything you need to know about what we have to offer in 10 minutes. No pressure, right? I'm going to talk actually instead about the elephant in the room because for some reason, I don't know what it is about Shakeology, but it's like we get into talking about Shakeology and we instantly get kind of sweaty and nervous like we're going to do this Shakeology thing wrong. And so let me give you an analogy, and I've given this one before. But let's say that your toilet is clogged, right? And maybe your toddler threw some toys down there and it's totally busted. And you take the plunger and the plunger isn't working. And you try to, no matter what you do, figure it out on your own. So instead of continually worrying about what you did to the plumbing, you end up calling a plumber. And when the plumber comes in, does the plumber say, you know what? I'm not really sure what I'm doing and I don't really have the tools to fix this, but we can maybe try to work something out. And by the way, can you still pay me for that? You know, a plumber, when you hire a plumber, you expect a plumber to know his services. You expect the plumber to arrive at your home with his tools, and you expect the plumber to understand what he's doing. As coaches, we are not personal trainers. We are not fitness experts. We are not necessarily people who have all of the answers for how to get your best results, but we have the tools. So when we undersell our products by undervaluing them and saying that we don't really need to help, use them, but we can still coach people, we're kind of full of baloney. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you do have some kind of background. Maybe you do have some understanding of nutrition or you have a certification, but for the majority of us, the only reason that we can really coach someone is because we ourselves are a product of the product. So when we tell people, sure, we can help you get results, but yeah, you don't have to invest in me as your coach, we're kind of like letting them down, and we're kind of putting ourselves in this awkward position where we're attempting to help someone when we don't have the tools. All right, so I am gonna blow through these slides so fast, and it's not because I want to, but let me explain to you that I am not going to be able to sit here and tell you everything you need to know about Shakeology in 10 minutes. That would be ridiculous. I can't do that. But what I can do is I can tell you that you have everything you need to know about Shakeology in any file section, online, in YouTube, in your Coach Online office. You have everything you need to know. But when we talk about your income in this business, your knowledge is your income. Your retention is where you are going to see the most impact on your business. So let's take this and break it down. All right, so Shakeology must. When you come into the business, and I don't care if you've been in this business for 5 years, if you've been into this business for 2 years, if you've just literally signed as a coach this week, we have to know the basics using the 101 guide. And I'm gonna give that guide to you guys tonight, but Beachbody actually just put this guide together for us. It gives us everything that we need to know about Shakeology, how we can actually talk about Shakeology in terms of how it was clinically proven. And we're also going to talk about the do's and don'ts of Shakeology. When you start to understand the product's value, it becomes really easy to say, yeah, it totally costs $4 a day, and I'm not going to try to sell it to you cheaper because it is what it is. Number 2, you have to have a personal Shakeology story. Now, maybe you didn't love the product when you started it, or maybe you loved the product, but you didn't really see the benefits. Or maybe you went a month without Shakeology and you got back on it and you can sing it from the rooftops because you're like, oh, I get it now. I totally understand. But that personal story of yours is clutch. That is really where you're going to start relating to other people. Not only that, but then you also have to make sure that you're teaching the value of what people put their money on when they invested in you as a coach. Are you explaining not just, are you drinking your Shakeology, rate it, what is your recipe for the day, but are you starting to teach the value of Shakeology, and in turn, you're also teaching yourself the value of Shakeology as well. And once you do that, this is where it's key. You can start to share their stories. Because once you have your tool belt really created, you have your basics, you have your personal story, you have your challengers getting it, and then you can start sharing their testimonials. And all of a sudden, that worry, that concern that you just can't sell a product, it goes away because you have a tool belt. And once you have that tool belt, you feel really confident about what you're sharing. So here's what we're working on in 2017. Here's what's going to be key. When we are talking about retention, you can focus on an original sale. Yes, SC2 or 3. I'm so pumped. Look at me rocking. I'm almost there. I'm almost at SC5. But let's talk about where it really matters, where it really makes a difference. Month 1 is, yep, high five, we got the sale. But guys, that is where the work really, really starts. You see, month 2, when they have been drinking it for 2 months consistently, there is a potential commitment. And that means that you as a coach have to make sure that at that point, they understand the value of what they're drinking. They're understanding their results. You're checking in with them to make sure that they're drinking their Shakeology daily. And then it leads to month 3. And this is really where you're going to see the biggest impact. Month 3 means that there is an understanding that they are not the same person. There is a difference in how their body is functioning from month 1 to month 3. If somebody uses Shakeology for 1 month and then they're done, they have in no way reaped the benefits that people are reaping when they are on it long term. Yes, they're going to see small changes, but a lot of times they're not going to relate it back to the product, especially if they don't understand what they invested in the first place. And that's something you're teaching throughout your challenge group. And in month 2, when you have a potential commitment, it isn't until month 3 that they are in it for the long haul. All right. So what does an objection mean? Okay, well, an objection is basically them saying, you know what? Prove it. If you love this Shakeology that you're putting all over Facebook and you're talking about your milkshake, bringing all the boys to the yard, you have to be willing to back that up and actually prove it. But here's the deal. You can, because if you have a toolbox filled with the information that's going to help them, you are going to be able to do just that. And going back, what's that tool belt? Guys, it is simple. It is, you know the basics, you have a personal testimonial, you share it in your challenge group, and then you share their stories. That is it. Once you have that figured out, you can take any objection and turn it into a yes. This actually was a conversation that I had last night. And so last night, and she signed up tonight actually with Shakeology, but this girl and I went back and forth for a month. And I know if I go back and forth with someone for that long, it is 99% of the time it is cost, because they do not understand the value of what they are doing, the value of what they're investing in. So here's what she said. She said, I think I'm going to hold off a little bit. I think I'm going to just purchase another set of videos. Now, I could have ended it there. And some people would have said, oh, I'll just help her anyway. You don't have your full toolbox when you just say, sure, order a video, I get a little bit of commission. Yes. No, you have to make sure you are arming them with everything that they need. So in this conversation, I got to the root of the problem. First, do they understand what they are getting for the dollar amount? Two, do you understand what they are really saying? So here is what I did. I said, I was wondering if everything was okay. I know, I relate to that. I get that. I was totally scared of the meal planning. I was totally scared of how much money it was. But here's the deal. I have found that it's actually going to be one of those meals that you're accounting for. I know that it can be really nerve-wracking at first and you might be worried, but it also comes with a money-back guarantee. Do you have a second? Can you read this? And here's another item I've put in my toolbox. I put a blog post together that talks about how Shakeology saved me money. And so I sent her that link. Oh, that makes sense since it is a meal replacement. I read about it increasing energy. Can't do caffeine, which makes me thinks that it's the shakes, but can you tell me about how it boosts energy? Guess what I did? I went back to my toolbox and I thought, all right, let me see what it has in there that boosts energy, because I don't know it off the top of my head necessarily. So I gave her this information. Does this sound like a good fit for you? I don't see why not. I think those would be great. So again, I confidently shared and I ended it with a question. The next step was to confidently have them make an in or an out choice. I don't like doing the do-si-do for over a month. I mean, Home Slice doesn't have time to play that game. I've got a lot on my plate, and if somebody is in or they are out, and if they are out, hi, I'll see you next month. I'll be back because I don't go anywhere. I talk about Shakeology on my wall, and I'm going to be haunting you, and you're going to be like, private eyes are watching you because Katie's still talking to me. She's talking about those results. She's talking about Shakeology. This stuff must be good. She's going to be back. She's going to be in my inbox, and Jesus, I might as well just sign up now. All right, so then I'm going to prove myself. How do I prove myself? Consistently on my wall. I am in somebody's face. I am talking about Shakeology, whether I get 1 like or 100 likes. And then here's where I am going to give you the secret sauce that you're going to be like, oh, Katie, that makes so much sense. All right, so I'm flying through this, guys. I'm getting it done. This, guys, is a little bingo sheet that you can use to make sure you are talking about the benefits of Shakeology to help you shake up your posts. I love when people post a selfie and say, this is my shake. This is my shake. Shake it up. Woohoo. It's boring. But if you start really talking about everything that Shakeology has to offer, you're like, oh, this is really good. Oh, I get why I coach. Oh, I get why we're the best. Oh, I totally understand. When you go into that Shakeology form, and don't worry, I'm going to give it to you guys. When you go into that form, that 101, that basics, these are all the reasons that it is clinically proven to help people. Why we are so much more than a protein shake, than a weight loss shake. Why we are the real deal. All of these reasons. Do you think you could take all of those reasons and turn them into a post? Heck yeah. So you could talk about maintaining a healthier lifestyle. All right, how can I prove that? Do I have a story? Does my challenger have a story? Does a coach on my team have a story? Is there a transformation story? Do I have something that I can prove that it maintains a healthier lifestyle? Oh, it helps maintain results. Well, I've been drinking this stuff for 2 years and I've been like the same weight. Wow, that's a great post. I can turn that into a post. It tastes delicious. Heck yes, it does. Guys, listen, if you want a game changer, chocolate, mango, coconut water, coconut flakes, you're like, this is heaven. Bryan Adams comes down from the skies. He starts singing heaven when I drink that stuff. All right? So if you want to screenshot it right now, but don't get all this other mess because usually it's a lot cleaner than that. I know you emeralds out there are having heart attacks right there with my screen. So lastly, guys, once we shake up our post, there's 3 videos that I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you these links. Number 1, it's where I was talking about the elephant in the room. I give a little information about why I require, how mean I am for requiring Shakeology. No, you just really wouldn't want me as a coach if I didn't give you my tools because I wouldn't know what I was doing and I wouldn't trust me. So you need to be drinking Shakeology if you're in my groups. That's how I roll. That's how I help people. Number 2, the shareable PDF is going to give you all of these resources. So you have marketing tools, product tools. You have the podcast. Did you know Shakeology has its own podcast? That's amazing. Darren O'Lean is all like talking British and he's probably looking all kinds of good and I can't even say anything else about that. And then lastly, I don't know why that said 3. Oh, yes, you can afford Shakeology. I did it as a blog post, but it is a great resource for you to go, yep, that's a good point. Yep, I can go back and say that. Oh, I totally get that. If somebody is spending $4 a day on coffee, they can probably afford Shakeology. I will put those links in the comments for you. That was really quick. And guys, I can't do the research for you, but I can tell you that if you guys really dive into your own story, your challengers are understanding the value, they are going to start having results. And you really do the research for what Shakeology is, you are like, oh my God, I have gold. I have gold. That's all. All right, I'm done.
I think I'm next. Maybe. I think. I'm going to go with it. Of course, I had to follow Katie, and she has wonderful advice for all of us. So thank you, Katie. Awesome, awesome. And tonight, I just, first of all, want to introduce myself. I am Liesl Martig-Szabo, for those of you that don't know me. And tonight, I'm just going to share with you, Melanie asked me to talk a little bit about jabbing for our challenge groups. And I'm going to kind of put a spin on social media tonight, to be quite honest with you. What I post and, you know, what I've always, you know, I looked back on my social media at the beginning of when I started posting and sharing on Facebook, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was the girl. I had the Shakeology box in my pictures. I had my little containers out. And guys, when I moved away from that, I really started just blowing Success Club out of the water. So I'm going to show you a lot of me, a lot of my face tonight. So bear with it. Bear with me. But seriously, tonight I'm just going to tell you about how I jab at my life. I jab at my story. I jab at who I am, not at products, not at groups. And I've hit Success Club 10, and I put plus there because I don't just hit 10. Like I'm hitting big numbers every single month, and I don't tell you that to toot my own horn or anything like that, but like I'm just telling you that because everybody always asks me how, and it starts in our social media, and I'll show you why that's the goal for me. So you know, honestly, I could tell you all about how I'm a premier coach. I'm a 2-star diamond, but what is so much more important to me than that is that I'm Liesl, and I am a freaking shopaholic. You can see, like, I get, like, on the daily, I'm pretty sure in front of my doorstep are, like, 5 boxes. And yes, there's a Shakeology one hidden back there, conveniently. Yay, that was awesome that day. I'm a wife. I love my husband. I share that. We share our cooking stories, how I'm trying to get him to be a healthy person. That's not easy. I have a dog, but honestly, guys, if you see my posts, I don't really love my dog. Like, he kind of annoys the crap out of me. It annoys me that I have to take him out early in the morning, and he gets in my way when I work out, and you would know that if you follow me on Facebook. Too, I love Starbucks. I love coffee, and I share that with everybody, and I'm not ashamed of it, and everybody knows it. And I love my team. I love my challengers. My social media shows that as well. So that's me. But what we have to really consider and talk about, I think one of the biggest things when you think about your social media is how are you going to stand apart? How are you going to be different? There are thousands and thousands and thousands of coaches, and there's just even more and more and more of them every single day. Like literally, like Beachbody's booming up. There's coaches every day coming into our network. You have to figure out how you can be different. We all do 21 Day Fix. We all can offer the Beach on Demand Challenge Pack. You know, like we all have that at our dispense. You have to figure out what makes you you. So honestly, guys, like you can see, I got like over 200 likes on this little story about me and my husband on the day we got engaged last week. Like, you know, like just sharing that stuff. Like when you become a coach, it doesn't mean you don't keep sharing your life. Like you can still share that stuff. That's how people relate to you and know you. And that's cool. And two, like things like I've recently decided, God only knows why, that I'm going to run a half marathon this spring. So I'm sharing that. Okay. Like it's okay. And you can see in this picture, like I got my freaking Energize in there. Like, you know, like I was sharing the day before I like pulled on my comments. I was like, hey, like I need a pre-workout, like good snack. And I asked, and I got like 50 comments on it. About people and running people suggesting what I should eat before a run, and a banana with peanut butter was really big. Secret, guys, I was already eating a banana with peanut butter before I even asked anybody their opinions, but I still asked because I wanted to engage my market. I wanted to engage my on my social media. And then the next day I threw in, oh my gosh, like what was I even thinking? Like I've had this Energized drink at my dispense all this time. I rock it in the mornings when I work out. Why am I not drinking it before my runs? It's a workout too. So you can always throw in Beachbody like secretly along the way. Now, like the people that are following my running journey that are runners that don't necessarily want to, you know, join a challenge group, now they see there are products out there too with Beachbody. So, you know, you have to be creative and stand apart. Two, you have to be predictable. So the people that follow me on social media know I love fashion. I post outfits of the day all the time. I tell them when I'm wearing, what kind of great deals I got. And people like that. And they talk to me about fashion when we talk. So like that's fun and cool. And it's just something I love. So like it's easy to talk about, right? They know I'm quirky. I'm in my little like pajamas all the time. I'm in them right now, actually. I give recipes a lot, because I love food, and that's easy to share too, and it's predictable. My followers know I'm gonna share that stuff. They know I freaking love tacos. Anything about a taco, anything about Mexican, I love it. And also, I can be. You can count on me for a daily morning workout post. 5 a.m. It's up there pretty much every single day. And I don't just go, hey, I worked out. Like I'm sharing my journeys. I'm sharing my story. Right now I'm doing Hammer and Chisel along with my running. So, you know, you see the little day 9, like I'm sharing my journey every single day, giving motivation, not just like, hey, I rocked out day 9 of Hammer and Chisel. You have to go deeper than that. You have to show them your journey and your story. And I talk to them about every step of the way of Hammer and Chisel. Okay, so I went back to about this time last year, and I was looking through my old posts and just like kind of evaluating myself, honestly, and seeing kind of where I've come along and how I've kind of developed from going to this picture you see on the left of, you know, the typical, like, yeah, there's my grocery cart, there's my 21 Day Fix meal planner. Yep, we've all done it. We've all talked about it. Yada, yada. Boring, right? Like, it's just the same old typical Beachbody coach thing. Okay, you can do more with it. You can do more. So you want to keep them guessing. So instead, this is like about a year later, I was at Trader Joe's doing the grocery haul. It was pretty much the same idea as on the left. But instead I said, I have new recipes this week. I got 2 new ones. Like, which one would you want to see? Comment below. And I got like 30 comments, people giving opinions. Like, I want to see recipe number 2. I want to see number 3. And then how you take it one step further is you give. So I was like, hey, you know what? I said I was only going to give 1 recipe, but I tried this 1-pan chicken tonight and I had to just share it. And I just shared a photo with the recipe. Okay, so I wasn't like getting super, super engaged. But then the night after that, I went live. Guys, you've got to go live. That's how people know what you sound like. They know what you feel like they know how they feel like you're in their house with you. So like that's cool, because then they know you. They really truly know you. If you are consistent and if you like my social media followers, they know they can count on me to go live and share recipes all the time. It's like my job. It's what I do. And they know that. And more people, look at all the eyes on that, like 607 views. Like I know I'm no like crazy top coach, like getting all these crazy views, but like, hey, 607 people watch me make this roasted kale and butternut squash recipe. Like, okay, that's pretty darn cool in my opinion. And it's engaging. And it's predictable and it's fun. So you took that like boring grocery cart post that I normally would have done, and I took it and I had 2 posts that week about making healthy recipes, which is jabbing towards your challenge group. That's something you have to offer in your group. Like if you give that for free in this sense, then in your group, like imagine what people think you're going to offer them then in a one-on-one, setting. So you have to do that. And just guys, be silly and just keep them engaged. This goes right along with this. Like I posted one of my outfits of the day, and literally guys, I found this for like $6.95 at Target. My followers also know I love Target, which I'll get to in a second. But I just asked them, I'm like, well, how much do you think I paid for this dress? And once again, booming comments, high engagement. I got them involved and they were taking guesses, and then I just took a picture of the tag, like, hey, guess what? Here's what I got it for. And then people were loving that too. So it was awesome. That was a really fun thing. And then like, seriously guys, just be silly and goofy. Like I don't really technically jump on counters very often, but I did because I wanted to be eye-catching. I wanted to engage my audience. I wanted to catch their attention and stop their scroll. Like I just wanted them to stop and be like, why is that girl on her counter? I was trying to jab at a free meal planning group. So I talked about after school snacks, how I jump on counters, how I was so excited to share like my meal planning tips the next week in my free group. And I had a link to join there, and I had like a call to action at the end, just to like click this link to join in and invite your 10 friends and So you can take just being goofy and silly and to a complete awesome jab for a free group or a challenge group or something like that. All right, so being you creates incredible connections, and that's gonna kind of go into how I do hit Success Club. So, all right, we all, as Beachbody coaches, I'm pretty sure, also talk about our love for Target and how it sucks us in. I see it all the time. I do. And I'm right there with you. And I post about it too. So like but here's a simple Target post. Okay. But I do that all the time. So people know I love Target. Like I post my dress from Target too. Like people know it's my place. So I had this girl that I had wished happy birthday to. We had a little conversation. Honestly, she told me she wasn't really interested in my challenge group. And then like a month later, she sent me this message. She's like, this sounds perfect for you and Jordan. Okay. And I was like, oh my gosh, it is. So it was this $10 Target gift. You might have seen this on my Facebook this weekend. So you both get $5. You split up inside Target. You have 30-minute time limit. You go, and you and your spouse get 5 minutes. You get $5 or less, and you have to pick a gift for each other. And the person who finds a better gift is the winner. All right. So that's a $10 Target date night. All right. So that's really fun. It came from an idea of just somebody I had connected with, a total stranger, like seriously, total stranger, but she follows my Facebook and she knows I love Target. So here's where I went with that. I went live on Facebook Saturday night. Jordan and I explained the rules. We explained what the Target date was. And we said, ready, set, go. We went in Target. All right. Then we showed everybody on Facebook what we got, and we let them pick the winner. And seriously, by the end of this, there was like 70 comments about who should have won. So I was the winner, obviously, but at the end of the day, so basically the winner got to pick where we had dinner. And so that is just fun. Like it doesn't have to be anything about a challenge group, but I've created this connection, and you better freaking believe I messaged that girl and I was like, did you see we did the Target date last night? Like it was so much fun. Thank you so much. And we've been chatting for the last 2 days. Okay. So like that is what you got to do. It has to be fun. And I'm going to throw like a crazy thing at you guys. I used to all the time. You had to evaluate what works for you. So what works for me, like doing these crazy things that I do might not work for you. But your stories tell, honestly. I down here, this new year, new you, you know, like typical, like all call to a challenge group, like we call them, got like 8 likes. Guys, I spent like 30 minutes trying to freaking take the white background off that picture. And then probably like 20 more minutes figuring out a post that all it did was said like, you know what, I'm going to provide you one-on-one support, and I'm going to give you like a meal plan and da 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 da. Well, instead of doing something like that, tell your stinking story, okay? Instead, I like that was the year before, this was this year, and I shared my transformation, okay? Like where I was in Christmas 2013 and where I was now in 2016. I got 81 likes on it, all these comments, because I shared my story. And you know what? I still in that story, I shared that I got one-on-one support. And I shared in that story how I found awesome meal plans and awesome, you know, everything that I just like said I was going to give you in that all call, I told you about it in my story. So just keep that in mind. I think that's one of the biggest things, a shift, like any post that you put out there, just share your story. Just like Katie said with Shakeology, share your story. So how does this mean you hit Success Club? How does this jab at your challenge groups? Because guys, when I send a connection invite or a connection message or an invite, my followers know me. They already trust me. They know who I am. They're like, oh my gosh, my friend Liesl, she just messaged me. Like that's how, like, I mean, I don't know if that's how they feel, but that's what I think how they feel because of how we talk. And honestly, you know what we chat about the most when we connect? Shopping. Like if I say happy birthday girl, like what did you do? She's like, oh my gosh, we went shopping and then we went to Mexican. Like they always say that. Like they always tell me about their Mexican and their shopping because I always talk about it. And running, like so many people lately are like, oh my gosh, I'm so inspired by your running journey. I'm running a half a day. Like that's an extra thing that I've shared about myself that now I can connect to even more people. I had a person tonight that messaged me and was like, hey, I just found this really cool recipe for a post-run snack. I don't know if you're looking for those too. Like people are watching me and they want to talk to me now and they want to connect with me. So when I throw out an invite to a challenge group, it doesn't really matter like what a challenge group's about. Like they trust me and they want to be with me and they want to be my friend. So they want to join my group. They want to spend more time with me. And you know, they already feel like they know me. They've seen me on video. They know how I talk. They know the things that I love. And those powerful connections, those guys are the bread and butter. They lead to those successful invites and they lead to your amazing challengers. And then if you give them the awesome customer service that I know you can, they're going to be your coaches and they're going to be your lifers. They're going to be people that are with you forever. So my call to action tonight is just to kind of, you know, be your own little celebrity. Make people excited when they message you like you're already their best friend and you're there to talk to them about something awesome. So I'm done. I probably went way over time and I'm going to pass it off. I think it's Alyssa next maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's me. Can you guys see me okay? So I'm not seeing myself. So I'm going to talk like blind into this. And my husband, Scott, can you shut the door? All right, guys. So first of all, like we need to get the energy up in here. In case you guys don't know, like I am a 9 o'clocker. This is like kind of when Alyssa comes alive. And I'm going to talk to you guys about something that you guys probably don't really want to listen to because I'm going to be the person that kind of calls you out on some bullshit, okay? Everybody kind of has to have that coach. But here's the thing. If you're on this call, 278 of you, you are interested in running a business. Say I want to see this chat totally blow up with hands up and I. Okay, so if you are on this call and you are making Success Club, which is basically paying back your Shakeology every month, and you're hitting Success Club 5, even if you're just hitting Success Club 5 on a consistent basis, and you're asking yourself, why is my business not growing? Okay, I want you to take a look at something and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Because you think for 1 second that any legitimate big business was built by 3 customers in 1 month. Can you tell me of any? You can't. And see, that's kind of the mentality that we have, I feel like, with our businesses is every month we go in and we kind of shoot ourselves for Success Club 5 and maybe we get to 6 and then we wonder why we're not making $100,000 a year. Or why you're not rank advancing in your business like somebody else has that started. So what I want to tell you guys is this. need you guys all to be working towards your vision. And if you don't know what that is, I really want you to stop and I want you to think about, what do you want from your life? When you were a little girl or a little boy and you thought to yourself, you know, when I grow up, I want to make this kind of impact, or I want to be this, or I want to be that. Or you imagine your perfect life. Are you home with your kids? Are you able to travel? Are you able to give? Do you have tremendous purpose? What is it? Because I can tell you that I don't work for myself. If I worked for myself every day, I would be so burned out. I work for my vision. My vision doesn't have a cap on it. My vision doesn't say Success Club 5, Success Club 10. No, I get up and I hustle every single day because of my vision. And honestly, you guys, if you're not doing that, then you're giving a disservice to the world. I want you to think about right now, stop and think about one thing that you really enjoy. Maybe it's a restaurant you go to. Maybe it's a movie that you just recently saw. Maybe it is a fashion label that you like. Maybe it's a place like Disney World. I want you to think about that, guys, because every single one of those people had a dream, and they took they did the actions to make that dream reality so that we could all enjoy that dream. Guys, this is much bigger than Beachbody. If you think that this is about selling challenge packs and this is about just posting on social media, you guys have it all wrong. Beachbody can literally fulfill this vehicle that we have, you guys, can fulfill anything that you want to fulfill in your life. So let me kind of go back to my dreams when I was a little girl. I always knew that I wanted to help people, okay? I always dreamed that I would have an orphanage. Why? I don't know. Probably why I ended up becoming a peds nurse, kind of feeling that same kind of thing. But somewhere along the way, that got lost, right? I had kids, I was married, life, I started a job, I went to college, you know, like all the stuff we go through. And somewhere along the lines, you lose that. What I'm here to tell you guys today is that that dream of owning an orphanage is 100% possible. And I will tell you that you will all see it happen in front of your eyes from me. That is vision. So I want you to think about right now, what is your vision? What do you really, really want for your life? And then I want you to declare it out into the world and understand that anything is possible. And here's the cool part, guys. We're giving you the tools to make that possible. So whatever it is, you can have that provided for your family, for others that you want to serve, for your message out into the world. You guys, that is all possible with Beachbody, and it's through these tools. So quickly, I'm going to talk to you guys about something. How many of us are not where we want to be because we're not inviting in our business? Or we're not building connections in our business? Okay, if we think that connecting with 5 people a day and really not really connecting, right? Maybe just liking on their posts, but you're not actually commenting, you're not actually leaving a message, you're not really like digging into their life and seeing how they're doing, then those things are going to be reflected. And at the end of the month, the people that are scrambling to hit their goals, I will tell you, you're not doing the activities on a daily basis, because business is numbers. There is no fudge. And guys, I'm not a numbers person. If you know me, I am not organized. I'm not a numbers person, but I will tell you that business is numbers. So it's all based around the connections that you make and the invites that you do on a daily basis. It's also based around you improving yourself through personal development and improving yourself through fitness and being open and transparent with that. And guys, that's what we do. That's it. That's how simple this business is. So one thing I want to say to you guys is this, and how I've kind of changed my aspect, because I'm not somebody that really liked to invite either, okay? But I also realized this, was that I do like to love on people. I do like to show people that what they're doing makes a difference. And so what I want you guys to start doing is this. If invites are scary for you, I want you to look at the people that are liking your posts. I want to look at the people that are commenting on your posts. Those posts you see in your timeline, like, I don't know, I don't even have anything good in here to like show you guys about. Okay, what to say, like my new bag, like I'll be like, oh look, it's my new bag. Instead of you guys just like scrolling past my post and not liking or not commenting on my post, what I want you guys to get in the habit of is to be the love nugget. Okay? Yes, I just totally coined that and made that up, but that's kind of what I'm going after here. I want you to be that love nugget. I want you to be that go giver. So when we say to you, can you do 10 to 20 connections in a day? I want you to think about giving love to other people, whether it's on your Instagram feed, whether it's on your Facebook feed, but that is what I want you to do, because I guarantee if you are consistent with sharing your journey of those 3 to 5 posts a day, I guarantee that in the conversation, challenge groups or coaching is going to come up. I promise that it's going to come up. So every day, I really want you to focus on that, because that's what's going to grow your business. But it's not going to happen if you don't have vision. Guys, it's not going to happen. If you don't think that you can run a successful business, if you don't think you can be a diamond, if you don't think that you can mentor other people, then guess what? You can't. And it doesn't matter that you have access to, you know, the dream teams, all of the scripts and all of the training and all the things that the very top company has put together. It doesn't matter, because if you don't have vision, you will perish in this business. So the number one thing that I need you all to do is to figure out why you're here. Why are you here with Beachbody? Now, if you happen to be somebody that just jumped on because you thought, oh, this might be a great call, and maybe you're somebody that's here for the fitness, maybe you're somebody that's here for the discount, maybe you're somebody that's here for the community, then I challenge you to step up in that area. Because I hear way too often people are there for the discount, people are there for the community, but guess what? They're not engaging in the team page and they're not getting any kind of transformation. So whatever reason on why you're here, I want you to step up and get into that reason is, and to understand that it is 100% possible, and we're telling you what to do. You have to just apply that action into your business and say, why the hell not me? Look at your kids, look at your family, look at the people around you, and say that you are going to do this for them. Because honestly, for most of us, it is about our families, and it's about providing that freedom, that health, that living by example for our families. So I want you to think about that, about why are you here, and why is your family not worth it? Because guys, it's not about you. It's about what you're doing for other people. So if you're not doing what you need to do, then you're basically telling your family that they're not worth the hard work and the sacrifice. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I've been a coach for 4 years. I work 3 to 4 days a week, and I really bust my butt during those weeks. But guys, on my days off, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't work. I post on social media, but I got balance. I want you to look at me. I want you to look at Katie. I want you to look at these other coaches that are on this call and say, why not me? Why not me? Because it can be you. You are the only thing that's going to stand in your way. The only thing. So the first thing you got to do is create that vision, work on yourself, and get rid of those self-limiting beliefs by engaging into a program and commit to it. Commit to yourself, post and share your journey on social media, and then give love nuggets. I promise you guys, if you do those things on a daily basis, you are going to be able to grow a very successful business. But it can't be a start and it can't be a stop. It can't be, I'm going at you, we're going to do this, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden, your audience doesn't hear from you for 2 weeks. It doesn't work like that. You've broken all trust. So stay in phase 1, you guys. Focus on what your mission is. I want you to focus and to understand that anything is possible. I want you to stop stopping at Success Club 6 so you can get your Shakeology back. That's great. But you all have pipeline dreams, and it's not going to work like that. It's the consistency over time. So my call to action for all of you guys is this. Why not you? Why not your family? What are you working hard for? Why are you here? And answer those things. I don't care if you had to cry over it to figure it out. I've cried over this many, many times. But why are you not going to quit? And why are you going to put in the hard times, which the inviting, we just turned that into love nuggets, guys. So there's no hard times there anymore, right? Why are you going to do this? What's going to be the one thing, that guiding light that you guys are going to work for? And then what I want you to do is share in your team page. Why? What is your vision? What is your mission? And why are you guys here? You guys can all go out and create anything that you want to do. And I'm telling you this because I know that as a leader, I believe in you. I know that you're giving the tools needed to succeed. So it's up to you guys to just take the leap and fly and know that you are all 100% possible. So that's kind of my truth dropping for you guys tonight, because you guys all can do this. There's no reason that you can't. And I want you guys to all believe in yourselves and work for something bigger. All right, that's it for me. Sorry, yes, I drop mic quite often. And I don't know who's next.
I'm next.
Go, girl.
You're pretty awesome, Melissa. Like, how am I supposed to go after that? When I saw your name on the list, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be like, she's going to drop a bomb. And then I got to talk about something. So, my name is Farron Duran, and I am just a one-star diamond coach. And Melanie asked me to talk a little bit about social media. And actually, Lisa talked a lot about what I was going to say. So let me try to screen share what I was going to talk about. And let's see here. So, oh my goodness. Okay. So, you know, what I was kind of wanted to talk about, here we go, was, so I put on here like my like page, because when I first started as a coach, I worked off my personal page, and then I put out my like page. And then when I did that, one of like the biggest mistakes I made was that I didn't invite every single person to my like page. I just went and like picked each person that I wanted to like my page. I was like, you're cool. Okay, you're not. Like, you didn't like me in high school. I like went through all these people, and it was ridiculous. And so I went a month, and I was wondering why my page wasn't growing. And then I realized, okay, Farron, like, drink some wine, like, you know, invite these people to like your page, get over it. And then, so that's kind of why I put passion equals success, because I think that you have to believe in what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing is awesome. You have to know that you're a rock star. And, you know, once you have that passion, you will have success with this. So, I mean, like, when you have passion, it doesn't matter if you get a ton of likes, because you're passionate about it. If you love what you do, it doesn't matter if you get 5 likes or if you get 100 likes. If you are truly passionate about something and you believe in it, you know, then you're successful. Like, you're successful just because you're passionate about it. So, you know, so when I finally like got out the courage to go ahead and, you know, get all these people to like my page, you know, I started to see like a lot of growth. So for me, you know, like what I had to do, and I learned this at Summit, was to figure out like, who am I? Like, who are you when you are like creating your page? And for me, like, I am like, my like big 5 things are like, you know, food. I love food, and I like to talk about how I eat pizza, and I like to talk about how I eat crap sometimes and how I eat good sometimes. I talk about my kids and the mom life. I talk about fitness. I don't talk about like beach body fitness, but when I talk about fitness, it is more just, you know, like just being fit in general, and how I work that into my life. And then I do talk about coach life, because really now, you know, a year later, coach life is like the biggest part of my life right now. So I talk about that a lot. And I talk about soccer and lacrosse, because like, I personally play sports. So for me, you know, I love to toot my own horn that, you know, my kids get to watch me play. So that's like a big part of me. So, you know, those are the, like, I think you need to find the top 5 things that represent you. And then so when people know what to expect from you, kind of like Lisa said, like, they know they're going to expect shopping from her. And like, from me, they're going to expect these things. But that's my brand. That's me. You know, she also mentioned the word quirky, and that's, you know, kind of what I put on here is, I think you need to find the quirky part of yourself and find your flaws. You know, and I say this because, you know, like, my flaws, like, something that I'm self-conscious about, are like stretch marks. But it's crazy because people, like, I don't want to say this to sound bad, but I just need to say it. But like, people love me when I'm fat. Like if I put out there that I like, you know, like a fat picture of me that I felt like disgusting, like I get so much love. Like people love me when I like don't have makeup on. People love me when I, you know, say like all my flaws and the quirky things I do. Like they love that because nobody relates to perfect. And so once I stopped trying to be like, you know, like perfect Farron, a perfect Beachbody coach, and I started like getting real with people, like this is me, like I eat crap sometimes and I, you know, I feel fat and I have rolls, you know, like when I sit, like people relate to me and I get a lot more love back. And but that's the people I want on my team. And like I don't like want like the perfect fitness person. I didn't just join this as like a fitness model. I joined as just a mom of two, you know, Farron, and that's kind of like my brand. So, and that's also what makes me different. So that's like, you know, I'm different from Lisa, like, you know, she likes shopping, you know, and I like sports, like, but that's okay because I think the big thing that I read all the time is like your vibe attracts your tribe. And, you know, I want people that are like me, you know, like maybe someone who's shopping, they're not going to relate to me that much. So that's okay if they come to my page and then leave. You know, I like people that, you know, they understand mom life and they understand my struggles and they understand that no one's perfect. So a big thing I told Melanie that what I do when, as a coach, as I will get on my page, you know, like maybe twice a week, and I look through my post, and I literally ask myself, like, Farron, like, would you follow yourself right now? And if I start seeing like some repetitive stuff, then I'm like, no, I would not. Like, or, you know, so I know, okay, what am I getting a lot of likes on? What am I getting like nothing, no hits on? Am I posting, you know, the same thing over and over? Because the thing is, if you wouldn't even follow yourself, nobody wants to follow you either. So you have to, you know, like look at your page and you, again, like if that's your vibe, like if you would follow yourself, then someone just like you would follow you. So you really have to like reflect. And I think that's also, you know, like Katie was saying about posting about Shakeology, and I wanted to touch on that because, you know, like some of my coaches, when they start, you know, I tell everybody, I think that's the misconception of a Beachbody coach is that we are just Shakeology and, you know, and Beachbody programs, but we are like our own brand. You know, I didn't join this as a fitness, you know, model. I joined this as Farron, you know, the mom of two. So that's my brand. That's me. I'm not Shakeology. My name is, you know, not Farron Shakeology, not Farron Beachbody. I'm Farron Duran, and like this is me. And so, but a part of that and what I do is drink Shakeology, you know, and I do Beachbody programs. But at first, when you come to my page, I don't even really want people to as much know, you know, that I am doing Beachbody programs. I don't put that out there. I put it out as like, this is me. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes me fit. And then I'll get to talking to you about it. But first, I'm going to be me, and I'm going to be my brand, and then I can put out the Shakeology and the Beachbody. Let's go. Good job, Farron. So this, I only wanted to point this out because, you know, I was telling actually one of my coaches today, and I wish somebody would have told me this when I first started, is that when you post challenge group posts, people don't like it. It's like I mean, I only got 4 likes on this one. And look, I pointed out that I put prizes. Like, do you guys see, like, I was going to give you guys prizes and nobody wanted to be in my group, you know, and it hurts your feelings and you think like, oh, I suck at this. You know, and then on this side, my daughter is on a potty and, you know, 51 comments on this, like, what? You know, I just, it's crazy. You can post these crazy pictures and get all these likes. And then I post, you know, a challenge group on prizes. I'm going to help you get fit, and people don't want to have anything to do with it. It's like they think that you're going to come to their house. If they click like, you're going to run to their house and put weights in their hands. But, you know, I wish somebody would have told me when I started that happens. And I think a lot of that is just that when you're afraid to hit like hitting that like button is admitting that you want to help, like you want help. Like it's not, you know, like this challenge group, you know, I never hit one like button on anything, you know, and here I am, like, you know, I'm doing pretty well, and it seems like I did pretty well pretty fast. But when before I started, I watched Melanie for months and I didn't hit one like button. I didn't do anything. Like I just watched. Now, if she would have never posted about these challenge groups and about being a coach, I would have never known. So, you know, I tell my coaches, like, don't give up, keep putting that stuff out there, because people are following you. Like the funny stuff on the left, you know, like my daughter and stuff, like keeps them engaged and makes them, like, reminds them that I'm real. And then posting like, hey, I also do challenge groups. It's just a constant reminder, like, hey, this is what I do. Like, I'm offering stuff to you. Like, you're putting yourself out there. And I'm reminding everybody that I have something to offer. And really, that's like what Melanie did for me, is like, it was that constant reminder that, hey, she's doing something. Hey, she's, you know, she's a coach. And so, you know, it got me into doing that. And that's kind of how I got here. But, you know, I mean, before I even joined as a coach, like, I didn't like one single thing of Melanie's. Like, it's sad, but it's true, because now, like, you know, on the other end of it, I wish people would have liked my stuff more. So, but really, you know, I put this one here because it says, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. And, you know, and Melanie said, like, you know, some of my stuff that I post, you know, like, gets either a lot of likes, or, you know, I'm able to drum people up, like, to get talking. You know, like, my team and I were out, and we were, you know, in traffic, and I said, let's just get out of the car. We're working out. Like, we're going live and we're working out here. And, you know, it was like the craziest thing, but like, that was me, you know, like, that might not have been, you know, like, even my other coaches on the team might not have done that, or you might not do that. That's okay. But that's me. Like, that's my quirky self. Like, that's me. That's who I am. And I think just being yourself, you know, if you want something and you're passionate about it, I just do it. You know, like, I just go live about things. Like, I get really excited, and then I'm like, you know what, I'm going live about it. You know, today I, like, went live because I was passionate about, you know, just being like, that you're changing, and it's okay to, like, let friends go. And I was like, you know what, I don't care who likes it or not. I'm going live and I'm passionate about it. And turns out people started messaging me and saying, like, yeah, so they didn't like it. They didn't like my video, but some people messaged me and said, like, I really like your video. Like, you're really passionate about what you're doing. And it's like, yes. That is my goal. Like, I just want to show my passion in my posts. And I get really excited about Beachbody. It's like the best thing in my life right now. So if I can show that to other people and show them, like, what I've become, I think that's, like, pretty incredible. Yeah. So that's really all I have to say there. So next.
Hello. Can you all hear me? Yeah? Hi. All right. So my name is Sarah Griffith, and I am so pumped to be on this call with you guys tonight. I will tell you that if you've heard me speak before, I am typically a preacher. I like to tell it how it is, and I like to motivate and inspire. But I knew that whenever there's a or a surge call, so if you've ever watched the Bombshell Dynasty calls, you know that there are preachers and there are teachers. And tonight, I decided I needed to be a teacher. And the reason why I needed to be a teacher is because that is actually what my background is in. So I was a teacher for the last 7 years. I was a high school teacher, and I now am a full-time Beachbody coach, and I absolutely love it. So my teachers who are on the call tonight, wherever you are, you can do this, okay? I built this business after bedtime, and 3 years in, I'm home. So anyways, I just wanted to motivate you and help you to realize you can do it. But what I want you to do tonight is I want to give you some actual resources that you can take back and start using. So if you don't have your notes out, you need them out, because I'm going to share a few things with you tonight that I think will change your business. So here's what happened. I realized that 3 years into the business, 2017 had to be my year. I had to up my game. If you follow me on social media, you know that after almost 3 years of infertility, I have a baby on the way, and she will be here in May, and I am not going back to teaching. So I needed to up my game as a coach. So I needed to do 2017 different than any other year. And so I said to myself, if you're going to change this year, you need to get better results for your challengers. You need to recruit more coaches, but number one, you need to be a better coach. So I had to take a hard look in the mirror, and I had to say to myself, where could I do more? What could I change? And so I evaluated, I reflected, and 1 month into 2017, I'm killing it. Okay, I hate to brag, but I'm killing it. I have got a system down right now that is working really well. So I first want to talk to you about, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you probably about 4 resources that I'm using that will change your business. So right now is, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is called Set More.
It's a free scheduling account. I used to use this just for my coaches to schedule one-on-one calls. If you can look right here in the corner, it's a booking site. You have your own little website. It's very nice. It's free. It sends you an email when they've set up a call. But I was always scheduling calls with my coaches, but I was never scheduling a call with a challenger. So I said, okay, if you want your challengers to get better results, offer them a call. So I did. So I set up a free scheduling account for customers too. So on my little appointment page, if you can see here, you can reserve a coach one-on-one call with me. You can do a new client, or you can do a client goal setting call. That one on the bottom is for my new challengers. So then I post in the challenge group, okay, using the app. Now I've been using the My Challenge Tracker app since last March. I do not use Facebook anymore for my challenge groups. I like this better. Took me a long time. I was on the fence like a lot of you were, but I stuck to it, and I love the My Challenge Tracker app. So I put this image in there, and I say, okay, you are welcome to schedule a goal setting call with me. I would love to get on the phone with you for 15 minutes, and you tell me about what your goals are for this challenge. We will create a game plan together for your journey. I will tell you that not everyone will take advantage of this. That's okay. It's just like I tell my coaches, and I say this to them all the time, I will not chase you. If you want to have a one-on-one call, ask me and I'll schedule it. But as far as your challengers go, do the same thing. Don't hunt them down, but make it an offer. Show them you're offering them value. Show them you're going one extra step. So that's one suggestion to do right at the beginning of your challenge group, is to have a goal setting call. My next suggestion is something that I don't know why the hell I wasn't doing this before. I should have been, we all should be, to be quite honest with you. I decided that I needed to be sending out an initial assessment form with my challengers. So you know how we have those conversations on Facebook when we're forming them, and we hear what their goals are, we hear what their struggles are, and then they buy the challenge pack, and then you're in your group, right? So sometimes you forget what you guys talked about, or you have so many challengers that it's hard to keep track of all that. So I decided I need a spreadsheet. I need to see what I'm dealing with. What am I up against? Does this person have anxiety? Is this person on blood pressure medicine? Is this person on thyroid medicine? Does this person have, 100 pounds to lose? Where do I stand? What kind of work do I have cut out for myself? So I did this in Google Forms, really easy to make, and I sent it out as a preseason assignment. I said, this is due by Sunday night, along with your before pictures. Because what I was finding was happening was nobody was sending me before pictures, or I'd get two and I'd be like, oh, great. So how am I gonna track my progress? So I sent this as an assignment, and I acted like it was non-negotiable. You wanna stay in the challenge group? You want to be a challenger? You have to do this, okay? And then I sent an email using the My Challenge Tracker. I sent it to their email. I posted it in the challenge group, and then I sent a reminder email, because we know that people need to be reminded. And so I want you guys to do this. And this would be step one. If you were thinking about using some of these things that I'm going to show you, I would do this before I do anything else. It's really helpful to get to know your clients. I also add in the assessment form, because I think this is important, I have a little sentence that says, please talk to your doctor before changing your, doing any of these lifestyle changes. And I also remind them, the Beachbody disclaimer, I said Beachbody requires that we remind you that these products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease. I want to make sure that I'm covering my own tail from a legal standpoint. I want them to know that I am a coach. I am not a personal trainer. I'm not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. So I include that. I would encourage you to do the same thing. Then I said, okay, Sarah, that form is good, but now you need to go a little bit further. You need to do something else. And so I asked myself, what do you do with your coaches that you don't do with your challengers? And the answer was easy. Well, I get on weekly calls with those people. I give them my time, I give them my attention, and I also expect that they do personal development. So I stopped and I said, why wouldn't I have my challengers do that too? And so I decided for the month of January that I was going to run a weekly Zoom call for my challenge groups. And they were going to have different topics. I ran this challenge group with Erin Trail, and she and I took turns. We would go opposite weeks, and we would host. We would both get on to show that we were supporting it, but we took turns. And so what I did was I picked topics that
they would need help with. So for example, this topic was making healthy food swaps happen in your house. And I did a whole call on swaps that I did. We talked about coconut oil and maple syrup and stuff that I got rid of. We did a call on ditching the scale, tips for breaking up with your bad habit. Erin did an awesome one. It was about healthy eating on a budget. And she talked to them about how to save money and to keep up with this clean eating lifestyle. And then at the end, I did this was last week, I did a call and I said, I made it a month or more, now what? Refocusing and sticking with it. And that's what the call was on, because people get to month 1 and then they disappear. And so I just decided, what can I do to make this a little bit better? On these calls, I'll be honest with you, we didn't have a ton of people show up, but I showed up, and that's what mattered. I had to show them that I wasn't going anywhere and that I was going to offer more value than the coach down the street that was advertising the same challenge group. As far as personal development goes, I have them check in every night and they kind of rate their day. And I added personal development in this time, and they were doing it and they were growing from it. And I want that because you guys know that weight loss isn't just an external transformation. It has to be an internal transformation too. So I want them to learn how to do that. Now, the next thing, this is money, guys. This is so helpful. I decided I was going to send a midpoint checkup. That midpoint checkup is also a Google form. I asked them, where do they stand? How do they like Shakeology? Is it going okay? Are they making it right? Are they noticing changes in their digestion? What are their struggles? What are their victories? How are they sleeping? How's their nutrition? Are they doing PD? All the basic stuff. But then I asked 3 very important questions at the end, and I worded them exactly like this, and I wrote them on here just like this so you could see them. The questions were this: do you want to be in my next challenge group? Are you interested in taking advantage for the 25% discount on future purchases? And is the All Access something you want to take advantage of? I asked that. I stopped beating around the bush. I stopped trying to figure out, do I really think that so-and-so is going to stay with me next month? I don't know. Ask them. Ask them if they want the discount. And maybe this person has told you no for the discount for the last 3 months, and now all of a sudden they fill out your form and they clicked yes. And then, so guess what I did from there? I sent them a message and I said, hey, I saw you wanted to take advantage of the discount. That's wonderful. What questions do you have? Do you have any at all? Okay. And then from there, I'll explain what I did. But I want you guys, for timing purposes, I want you to send this about a week ahead of time. So if your sneak peek is, for me, it timed well that the sneak peek was coming up at midpoint. But I want you to give them about a week to do this, because they won't turn it in the next day. They're like high school students. They don't do their homework on time all the time. So give them a chance to do it. But mine fell in line with my sneak peek. So that any person who checked yes to that box, guess what? They got added into my coach sneak peek. And I said, okay, I've got all these people in here. I need to up my game. I need them to participate. So I decided, and I don't usually do this, I said, I'm going to give something away. I'm going to give away a tub of Energize, because every challenger wants it. They want Energize. They know you drink it. They wish they could try it, but they're nervous. So I said, here's the deal. We are going to be posting videos throughout the day. We made it a 1-day sneak peek with my team and I. I said, in order to be eligible for the prize, you have to comment and you have to interact on every post so we know you saw it. And then I did a drawing. I did the sneak peek on a Thursday. I did the drawing on a Saturday. And then what I did after that is that every new coach that my team and I welcomed, I made an announcement in that coach sneak peek. I made a Team Fit and Fabulous image. I welcomed them. I made them feel welcome. And I made the people who are in that group watching see that other people were joining. And then that encouraged people to want to sign up. So it helps to recognize when the people do sign up. Lastly, I want you to consider doing a challenge group wrap-up form. Again, another Google form. I want you to stop measuring your success by last month's points. You need to measure your success by how many transformations are submitted to you at the end of the month. Send that survey on Wednesday. Tell them I expect to see this on Sunday night when you're done. Build anticipation. Talk about this form like 3 or 4 times in your challenge. Shout out the person who turns it in first in the page. Ask them in the survey, number 1, did you submit your results to the Beachbody Challenge? And require that they send you the before and afters, and then celebrate them. Now, there's a critical survey question that I encourage you to put on there. Can I feature your transformation? Most of them are going to say yes. Guess what? That's going to be your Transformation Tuesday post for the next month, 2 months, depending on how many people just said yes to that. And then I want you to do something that we don't like to often do. I want you to ask for feedback. I want you to let them tell you what you could do better, because there's always room for growth. And I want you to realize that your best coaches are always your challengers first. They always are, okay? Invest in them. Stop investing in a Facebook ad to find you the next girl boss who liked your girl boss ad, okay? That's not the person who you want. You want the challenger who had the best results. You want to invest in them, and you will create growth in your business if you do this. And you know what else is going to happen? Your coaches will see you going the extra mile. They'll say, what's she doing? Maybe I should do it too, because your coaches do what you do. So if you want your coaches to run incredible challenge groups, you need to do it too. If you want them to get good results, your clients need to get good results. Is this more work? Yes, it is. I will not lie to you. It's one more call that I did on a night that required me to give more time. But you know what? The extra mile, it's never crowded, but it's always worth it. So you can decide right now, what kind of business do you want to run? Do you want to run one and be the type of coach who goes the extra mile? Or do you want to be like all the other Beachbody coaches who are not always getting their clients results? You decide that, okay? Thank you.
All right, I'm up next. Thanks, Sarah. I actually took like 3 pages of notes, so thank you very much for that, Sarah. I appreciate that. So everybody, my name is Allie Van Arsdale. I've been a coach for coming up on 3 years this summer, which is actually kind of crazy. It's gone very fast. But tonight I'm going to be talking to you guys about kind of systems in place and how you can have lasting success, but I really hope it's just motivating for you. And I hope that it's able to let you see your own worth and that you are worth this opportunity, and that anybody can do this as long as you're willing to put in the time and the effort. So I'm going to pull up my slides and we'll get right into it. So I titled this Systems for Success, but really it's really just how to be successful. And it all comes down to your mindset really and truly over time. So I'm going to just dive right into it. And I love how Liesl and Farron as well, they talked about stories. People want to hear your stories. They want to hear your life. I know you are on a reality show, whether you want to be or not. Your newsfeed is a reality show. People want to know what you are doing. And I guarantee that people are looking for you to fail. They see you starting a program. They see you doing all of these things. They're wanting you to fail. The same way that you look at some people sometimes, even if you don't want to admit it, you want them to fail too sometimes. But I'm here to tell you that if you keep this simple and you keep it going, you're going to have great success. So I'm going to give you a few metaphors tonight to really kind of take your business to the next level. And the first one is to never get off the train. As you can see, this is a picture of a train, and I want you to picture it's going toward that city, not away from it. But on this train, you are all on a train ride. You're all on a journey. And when you're on your train is heading toward a destination. For me, my destination is my vision. It's my why. That city is why I keep doing this. I'm going toward Result City. You're all on your journey to Result City, whether it is business related, fitness related, nutrition related, mindset related. You are on a journey. And as you're going on your journey, you are going to make stops along the way. And as you make those stops, you're going to invite people to come join you. Hey, come and get on my train. I'm heading toward this great place and I want you to come join me on the journey. And some people are going to get on the train with you and they're going to run with you and they're going to take that ride and they're going to go the whole way to Result City with you. Other people are going to be like, no thanks, not for me. I do not want to get on that train with you. And that's okay. But as you are going, all right, you can't get off the train. That is so crucial to your success. Your vision has to keep you on that train going toward Result City, no matter how many people get on your train when you stop, no matter how many people get off your train when you stop, and no matter how many people tell you no and never ever get on your train. You need to keep going toward Result City. You have to keep it going. All right? You're going to have people come on and they're going to travel with you for some time, and they're going to be with you, and they're going to be runners, and they're going to be challengers who you think are going to be lifers, and then all of a sudden they're going to get off at the next stop and you're going to be all alone. But here's the crucial part. You have to continue to go, and you have to continue to let people know that they can come back on your train, okay? You never stop offering help. You always meet people where they are, and they will join you eventually. So when I sit down and I work my business every single day, my favorite part of my day is actually cleaning out my inbox and also reconnecting with new people, well, reconnecting with old friends and old customers, and also connecting with new people, because those are the people who I want on my train with me. I want to invite them to this opportunity eventually, but my goal at that day is to sit down and reconnect with them, to build that relationship even more. But my favorite people to connect with are the people who I've been working with since day one. Even if they're not working with me anymore, I still keep that conversation going. The people who have told me no in the past, I love to message them and be involved in their life to make sure that they know that my train is stopping and they can always get on it when they are ready, because they are always welcome on the train ride to Results City. And as you grow in this business, you are going to be able to invite people on the train, and then all of a sudden, their Results City becomes part of your Results City, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and your vision grows and grows and grows. And it's so important in this business as you're going through that you realize that your train ride might look a heck of a lot different than somebody else's train ride. And that is okay. It's really easy in this business to fall victim in the comparison game. And it's hard to think, oh gosh, that train over there is moving really fast, and my train is like going up the steepest hill ever, and it cannot gain momentum at all. It's okay to have those moments. But if you keep pushing forward, if you keep going, you will get there, all right? But you have to be willing to make the stops. You have to be willing to invite. You have to have that strong vision that you're constantly pulling through, all right? And remember, let the people off who don't want to ride the train anymore. It's okay. Don't bring them along with you, because they're going to bring down the entire energy of your entire journey, and you don't want that. Enjoy your journey as you go through, but never get off the train. Next one, I want you to keep it simple. When I was in high school, I was a high school athlete. I was a swimmer. And it was really, really fun to be a high school athlete, but it was a lot of work. Swimming was kind of grueling and kind of brutal. And I didn't realize how much work it was until I was out of it. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, like we did the math one time. We think we were spending like 24 hours a week at the pool, swimming or lifting or doing dry land conditioning. It was insane. We were there before school, after school. But I had a great swim coach, Tom Donati. If you are from the Pittsburgh area, you might know that name. But he was amazing, and he kept it simple as he was training us in our swim season. And he knew that as we were training, that he could spend the entire time working on turns or getting the state-of-the-art equipment in our weight room. But he knew what it really boiled down to was the basics. All right, he knew that. And I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with swimming, but in a swim meet, in a race, you can win that event by hundredths of a second, just by the way you finish the race, by the way you dive in, by the way how fast you turn, your placement of your hands. So in our practice, that's what Tom focused on. He used the entire practice to help us with turns, to help us, cater our stroke. I remember one practice, he had like an underwater camera where he was assessing how our streamline was and the placement of our hands. They were the basics. And those basics things that you practice day in and day out led to amazing results and amazing success for our team or for you individually as a swimmer. This is the same type of principle you have to apply to your business. You have to keep it simple, and you have to become a master of the mundane over and over and over again. You have to focus on the basics over again. Every single day. My to-do list looks really similar every single day. And it can get boring, but you have to find ways to spice it up. But, go to your 4 vital behaviors. Invite to your train that's going toward Results City every single day. But lead with the intention of having a good, solid conversation with people. Just like Farron and Lisa said with the social media, if you have a solid social media base, you already have a platform that's working for you. You are going to have a commonality with your audience because they are connected to you and they know you. And if you are not getting that feeling as you're talking to somebody, you need to go back and reevaluate your own social media and make sure that you are able to really have something to connect with somebody about right away. And all of my conversations, they always lead back to my kids. They always lead back to whatever program I'm working through right now. Oh, you're so inspirational. It's like, no, I'm not. I do my personal development. That's why I'm inspirational. But keep it simple. Go in with the conversation to have an intent of having a great conversation with somebody, not ending with a challenge pack sale. All right. Be a product of the product. Guys, how cool is it that we have this opportunity to work out every single day, drink this amazing shake, share about it, and have people join us in the opportunity. All right, that is awesome. Give you a product of the product. And I guarantee that if your business is suffering a little bit, it's because you are falling short on this point right here. You're not being a product of the product. You're drinking a little bit too much wine. You're slipping up on your nutrition quite a bit. You're jumping around a program. You're not going start to finish. You need to make sure that you are endorsing these products to make sure that you show people that they do work, because it's building your credibility. Personal development, make sure you're investing in yourself, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You need to make sure you're filling up your cup so that you can fill up others as well. And I love this phrase, especially from Jeff Hill. He says, for recognition, water what you want to grow. So if you want people to love on your posts, you got to love on their posts. You have to water it. If you want people to repeat a behavior, you need to do it yourself. If you want your coaches to hit Success Club, your butt better be at the top of the leaderboard the first week of the month, making sure that you're leading by example and you're watering what you want to grow. If you want your coaches to do better challenge groups, you need to make sure you recognize them whenever they do it as well. Make sure you're watering what you want to grow. And, I hear a lot of people, and you're probably looking at everybody on this call thinking, gosh, what did they do? What's their secret? This is it. It's the basics. Don't hunt secrets in this business. Hunt the basics and get really, really, really good at them. Okay. And remember, keep it simple. Focus on the basics, because you can win a race by the smallest tweak, by hundredths of a second. Okay, keep it simple. The next one here, enjoy the journey. Okay, I put this here because it's so easy in this business to fall victim to the comparison game. I've been there. We have all been there at some point or another. And it's very easy to see the end result. It's very easy to see the pristine ballerina on the stage. It's very easy to see the finished product, the refinement, the grace. But what you don't see are all the scars, all the battles they fight on their way to that point. Remember, you are going to have upsets in this business. You're going to have things that knock you down. You're going to have things that totally rock your world, but you still lace up every single day, and you still put in the basics every single day. You still invite, you still reconnect, you still enjoy the journey, because even the bad parts, the blistered toes, the broken toes, they're still part of the journey. And some parts won't be as enjoyable as others, but you have to get through those bad parts to get to the really good parts, because it's not all roses and butterflies and unicorns all the time. But you still need to enjoy the journey to get to that grace, to get to the perfection. You have to keep going, okay? If you're constantly starting over, if you're constantly falling off, that's not building the trust you want with your audience. If this ballerina takes a month off of her dancing, gosh, her feet are going to be paying for it whenever she does decide to go back. It's the same thing with your health and nutrition. If you take a month off of your diet and nutrition, you go back to it, you feel like you've been hit by a train. If you take a month off of working out and then you jump back into it, you're not going to be able to sit down on the toilet very easily for about a week, right? Okay, so you have to keep going, enjoy the journey, and don't stop and start all the time. Be consistent over time. And also, if you want to know how you will look if you are going to be successful, you need to look at your daily actions. You need to look at those basics, because what you're doing right now is going to determine your success. So if you're not putting in that daily work, you're not going to have lasting long-term success. I know that was short because I know it's really late on the East Coast, so I want to keep you guys so you can go to bed. But here are my call to actions. Never get off your train and enjoy your train ride, okay? Don't compare your journey to others. You need to enjoy your ride and embrace where you're at right now. And if you don't like the momentum that you have, only you can change that. And that comes from becoming a master of the mundane and pumping that well and knowing that it will pay off eventually. And remember, when you're consistent, it really truly does give you superhuman powers. All of a sudden, 2 to 3 months later, you have people messaging you wanting to know what you're doing and how you're so successful at it. But you have to become a master of the mundane to make sure that you are able to attract the people that you want into this business. So that's what I have for you guys.
All right. I am technology challenge. So let's see if I can do this. I don't know. There we go. Can someone nod if they can see it? Anyone? Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, hi guys, I'm Jessica, and wow, to the 207 of you that are still here, you are troopers, but that means you're hungry, which is awesome. So I don't know how I'm gonna follow all of these people because mics were dropped, nuggets were given, I have pages of notes, and now you have me, and I'm gonna talk to you about tracking your business. But as excited as everybody else is about their other topics, I am equally excited about tracking your business. I would be screaming and shouting, but my son is next door and my husband might kill me. I have been quoted as saying that life is really just about moving from one color-coded spreadsheet to the next. And so how Alyssa says she's not a numbers person, numbers are how I think. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about tracking for success, because at the end of the day, everything you learned from everybody here, those are the things, and those are the things you need to do. You need to do the things. But part 2 is you need to track the things that you do. So for me, I heard a bunch tonight and I wrote them down, but I'm always in these trainings and I hear these nuggets and I hear these phrases and I'm like, where did the coach get that? Like, how do they know that by heart? And none ever stick with me to like really say when it matters. But someone said, and unfortunately I can't credit them because I don't remember who it was, what you track, you can attack. And of course for me, that's stuff. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about attacking your business. So I'm going to start out with, if I can figure out how to share the next slide. There we go. Why you should be tracking your business. And if nothing that I say on here makes any sense to you, you need to pick up the 12-week year. I have a human resources background, so I have a lot of experience with goal setting, and this book was a game changer when it came to goal setting for me. So why should you track your business? Because by tracking your business, the activities that you track, those are the lead indicators as to whether or not you're going to achieve your goal. And if you are tracking your lead indicators, it's going to give you the opportunity to course correct, whether it's your monthly goal, your quarterly goal, or your big, hairy, scary year goal. It's going to give you an opportunity a week in, a month in, halfway through the year to say, okay, these are my goals. Here's where I'm tracking. And if you're not where you need to be, you know you got to up the ante. Do not wait for the lag indicators. The lag indicators are obviously going to be those goals. Did I achieve Success Club? Whatever. Did I achieve my monthly income goal? Did I recruit enough coaches? If you wait to find out if you achieve the goal, it's too late and you can't go back. So that is number 1 reason why you need to track your business. Number 2 reason why you need to track your business is because it's going to give you the gut check you probably don't want. Another thing that came out of the 12-week year that I read about was weekly accountability meetings, or WAMs. If you host these or have these, it's going to give you a chance to be really real and really frank. And so something my team and I implemented is at the beginning of our team call, we all take a minute or two, just go around and we give our report out. Because at the end of the day, you can't hold somebody else accountable, but they can hold themselves accountable to you. So by tracking your business, you're giving yourself that gut check. The 12-week year talks about not aiming for perfection, but aiming for excellence. And it says that on average, if you complete your tasks 85%, then you will be likely to achieve your goal. Number 3 reason why you should be tracking your business is because the money is in the follow-up. 80% of sales are made somewhere between the 5th and 12th follow-up. And if you are not tracking who you're talking to, you're not going to get that sale. Remember that if someone tells you no, that just means not right now. So love on them, or as Alyssa said, what was that? Give them a love nugget and then follow back up with them. Okay, what should you track? This is a question people ask me because I track everything. If it has a name, it's tracked by me, and I don't just mean that for my business, I mean that for real life. But it's hard for me to tell you exactly what to track because that is going to be very specific on where you are in the business today and what your personal goals are. But at a minimum, you should first and foremost be tracking your workouts, your Shakeology, and your personal development. I'm pretty sure every single person that talked tonight said personal development, so you probably want to walk away with understanding how important personal development is. I say to track these things because if your Shakeology and your workouts and your personal development are not getting done, chances are everything else in your business is not either. And you will see Those two go hand in hand. Next, at a minimum, you need to be tracking the number of friends you're adding, and then of course, who the person is that actually accepts. You need to be tracking the number of new conversations you're having and any notes from that conversation. The number of new invites you're sending and the outcome of those invites. And again, I can't tell you exactly how many of each of these you need to be doing. That's going to be specific to your goal, but if you are tracking and you are actually doing them and you're not getting to your goal, that does not mean you're not going to hit your goal. That just means you're going to double up the work and then you're going to hit your goal because you're tracking in enough advance that you actually have the opportunity. Follow-ups. Please, 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 please track your follow-ups. I actually caught myself tonight going to message somebody and I saw that our last conversation happened in July of 2016 where I told her I would let her know when my next challenge group was. That is my fault. I missed that. She probably worked with somebody else. And then track your results. And Sarah provided that awesome tool with the health assessment. You want to be getting these challenger testimonials, your coach testimonials, and be sharing that because that's going to be what makes people know that you're legit and you're not just like every other coach. You are the real deal. So how? Okay, this is another one where I can't give you the exact answer, but what I can do is open up a thread in the Dream Team and provide some of the tools that I use, and then maybe we can just use that as like a thread where other people can talk about their tracking mechanisms. But at the end of the day, in whatever team pages you're in, I guarantee if you look at the files section, you're gonna see a gajillion trackers, okay? So first and foremost, determine if you're pen and paper or electronic. And I say that because don't try to fit the mold of something else. If you are a pen and paper person, if you try electronic, it's probably not going to work. So start there. Also, determine your budget. There are free tracking systems and there are ones that cost money. For example, I have a coach on my team. She's a relatively new coach, but she works a very rigorous day job. She has kids, she's busy. She did the free trial of Teamzy and she was like, it is worth the $30 a month for me because it is giving me just clear vision on what I need to do in my power hour. And she has no more time than just her power hour. So you have to just base it off of what is best for you. And then last but not least on how to track, just know not to use Facebook Messenger. You are going to get lost in your conversations. I personally use paper and pencil, which I'll show you my paper and pencil tracker on the next screen for just my check the box, just to confirm that I'm doing my 85%. And then I am using Streak right now. And Alyssa had done a video a while back that I watched that helped me set up my Streak. But it's free and it has an app. And so for me, what I was finding is I do a lot of stuff in the car because my husband always drives. And then I would say like, oh, hey, I'm going to go add that person when I get home, and I would forget. But now that I have Streak on my phone, if I'm having a conversation, I can hop in the app and I can handle it right then and there. So that's just what is working for me, and you really need to do what's just going to work best for you. This is a tracker that I created. It's simple, but I literally sat down and I was like, what are the things that I need to do on a daily basis? And I wrote them out. And this is just my check the box one. I use Streak for where I put the name and my follow-up date and all of the notes, but this is just every single week I am checking the box if I am doing what I need to do. Okay, I'm almost done. Now what? Start tracking your business. I don't want this to like convict you and be like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing anything right. Because listen, we all get off track. And at the end of the day, if you're not tracking your business, you're likely not following through. I do it too. So just start. It's okay that it's Monday right now. Start tracking your business and see where it will take you in 1 week. If you want that gut check, send it to your upline or your success partner or your accountability partner. Just say like, listen, do you mind if I send you my tracker on a weekly basis? For me, I'm like a competitive person. That's why I didn't really dig the challenge group in the beginning. But then when I realized that I had to check in, I was like, I'm not checking in with anything less than 5s because that's just how I roll. And so if I have someone that I can say like, hey, will you look at this? Then I know like I need to do it because I don't want to shame myself. So give yourself that gut check. Don't be scared to do it. And then look, track your progress, but don't get stuck with just tracking. Like so many people are stuck in the mud of it's not perfect. Look at it after a week, see where you need to reassess. And like I said, if you're halfway through the month and you are following what you have set as your daily tactics or your lead indicators and you're nowhere near your goal, that does not mean that you just resign yourself to the fact that you're not hitting your goal. You are just going to up the ante at that point and put the pedal to the metal that much harder for the next 2 weeks so you make sure that you still get your goal, because your goal is not going to change. How you get there might. Don't freak out if you change your tracker. 2 years in, I've probably tried every single tracker that every single person has ever created, and I do it for a little bit, and then if it doesn't jive with me anymore, I don't do it anymore. I don't throw them away. I still have them, but your business is going to change. You're going to change. Things will evolve. So don't get inundated with the fact that there's 50 trackers out there and you don't know where to start. Just start as you go. I mean, you might end up being like me and just creating your own, because that's how you work. And that's okay. Just don't get stuck in the mud, because remember, what you track, you can attack. And I am done. I hope that was fast enough. Have a good night. Who is closing us out?
Alyssa, close us out, girl. Where are you?
Shit, I was just talking to no one. Yeah, that's a Alyssa move right there, guys. I was totally like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right. Okay, so, sorry about that. All right, so what I want to say, you guys, is that there was a ton of information that was shared with you guys tonight. So I'm sure that you guys had information overload, and you're like, what am I gonna do now? You're not gonna know where to start. You're gonna try to swim through all the information. I think the most important thing for you guys to understand is this business is basic. Can you all just be basic? Because that's what we need you to be. We need you to just be basic. Focus on the basics. So many people look for extra things. They're looking for all these other things. You guys heard from every single one of these people that are all really successful coaches that it's all about the basics. If you're somebody that doesn't know tracking stuff like that, I'll tell you, Teamzy, you guys, it is worth the $40 investment. It keeps somebody like me that's a complete squirrel on track. So I'm telling all of my new coaches to get Teamzy. That's how serious I am about Teamzy, because what happens is new coaches start looking at other things. So that's a whole other cut. Anyways, all right. So what I want to say is this, you guys. Focus on the basics. Focus on your own health and fitness. Go out there, love nugget on everyone, right? And just show your personality. Give your gifts out into the world and set huge goals for your life, you guys, because you guys can achieve them all. The race for your life starts today. It doesn't start when you go back and you start reviewing all your information and everything else. No. Get off this phone, get off the call right now, and I want you to send those 5 connections. Give some 5 love nuggets. Give yourself 5 minutes of personal development before you go to bed, and hit that bed dreaming, so when you wake up in the morning, you guys are there to run and chase after your vision. All right, guys, I hope that you guys understand what incredible information this is presented to you guys, and we want to thank you for spending the evening with us tonight. So we love you guys so much. Thanks so much for being with us on Monday, and peace out.